You're listening to 5 Minute Feng Shui, podcast episode 196, the 4-star of love and travel. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hello there, my Feng Shui friend. I hope you have been enjoying the last couple of weeks' podcast and all about these wonderful, beautiful, and beneficial stars that are going to really be shining brightly next year. I'm excited about them. And I wanted to focus on fun things, beautiful things, things that give us reason to look up, be optimistic, hopeful, all that good stuff. And today, following on the heels of the 8-star and the 6-star, is the 4-star. Now, the 4-star is a beautiful star, and it is all about everything we love. Like, I like to learn. Now, maybe when you were in school, you didn't love school so much, and it wasn't my favorite place to be, but it's funny. I've heard that as adults grow older, their view of learning is that it becomes fun. And that certainly is my take on it now. I find learning to be enjoyable. Education is something that just feeds my brain. And I guess maybe because once you're out of school, your brain is needing a little bit of a boost. And nowadays, I love to learn new things. And so I love it. And it's also the star of love and romance, travel and writing. This is an all-purpose star for beautiful things. So what's not to love, too, about love and romance? I mean, whether you're single or you're in a relationship, we all need that warm, fuzzy, loving, romantic feeling. And the good news is we have a rosy glow coming to us next year. That's right. In 2023, not only are we getting one of the most beautiful animals in the zodiac, the rabbit, coming into position, we're also getting one of the most beautiful stars moving into the center sector and going to take place or take the position of the 5-star. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Mr. 5 just to head on out of Dodge. And I'm ready for sweet little bunny and sweet 4-star to come on in gently and smoothly and delightfully, like a big box of chocolates delivered with a bouquet of pink roses. Yeah, that's the vision I have in my mind. So we're going to be talking about that today, all about the 4-star and what you need to know about the 4-star and how to activate it, what it covers and what it doesn't cover. We're going to be talking about that because there's a lot of misnomers and a lot of ideas around the 4-star that I don't think are really accurate for us here in the Western Hemisphere. So sit back, take some notes, and get ready for the love star. Now, when it comes to stars that represent, let's see, wine and roses, beautiful things, Valentine cards. Yep, the 4-star is it. In Feng Shui, though, the number 4 and the 4-star represent education and romance in general. But it also has other benefits that are like a motorcycle with a sidecar filled with roses. So for entrepreneurs and the career-minded, any kind of publicity, marketing, writing, podcasting like this, sales or speaking falls under the purview of the 4-star, making it a great star for students, teachers, and writers. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I'm also a 4-qua, so that could speak to some of my affinity for this 4-star. Now, when it comes to this star, its home sector is the wealth sector. And it represents the tiny green shoot that signals that vibrant new life and growth. It's like when you go to a nursery and you see all the bedding plants of all the little flowers, the spring flowers or the winter flowers, and just bedding plants in general. They all look like they are ready to explode with growth, do they not? When I see them, I can just feel all that explosive growth that those young plants have. Now let's talk about the location of the 4-star. Now its home location, which happens to be where it is this year, is in the southeast. This is in 2022. The 4-star is located in its home position. In fact, all the stars, all the numbers and all the stars are in their home positions in 2022, but that's going to change in 2023 when the 4-star is going to move into the center sector. And I cannot wait for that because I'm ready for the 5 yellow to get on out of here. Because the 5 yellow, when it comes to the center sector, a lot of times signals war. What do we get? Just dead gum in February. Well, Mr. Putin started the whole conflab in Ukraine. Now, in 2024, the 4-star will fly to the northwest corner of the patriarch of the family, the man of the family, and so there could be some interesting things there, and hopefully some diplomatic ones, I hope. So we definitely need all of the energy of the 4-star to go to the sector where that's ruled by armies or represented by armies and symbolized with big nations and men in powerful positions and people who make war, that kind of thing. So I love that idea that the 4 is going to be heading to the northwest corner in 2024, when incidentally we move into period 9. And that's when the number 9 and the 9-star become the reigning star for the period. Just like the 8-star was a really big star, it still is, and it will be in period 9 as well, but the favored star for the next 20 years from 2024 to 2043 or 2043 or 44 will be the 9-star. And that will be the star that has all the prosperity around it, just like the 8-star does now. Okay, but let's get back to that 4-star because this is the one I really want to talk about. Now, this star is incidentally ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communications, travel, and learning. Exactly the areas that this star covers in feng shui. Coincidence? I think not. The 4-star is also the star that brings romance and educational benefits to everybody in the family, but particularly to the oldest daughter, as well as to dragons and snake zodiac signs. The 4-star is a romantic star. And let me tell you, dragons and snakes, they are sexy signs. Yeah, that's right, because they've got all that 4-star and all that yang energy. So they are lovey-dovey signs in our zodiac. But let's start talking about some of the problems with the 4-star, because the 4 has really had sort of a bad rap in feng shui circles. Now, the number 4 is a homophone for the word death in Mandarin, and it's frequently said that the Chinese avoid houses and many Asians avoid anything that has a number 4 in it. But what we have done is we've construed that homophone of death for the number 4 with being unlucky here in the West. And when I think of the number 4, I don't think of death. It just doesn't occur to me to think of death. It's really something that is more for those who speak Mandarin, that 4 has become a synonym with death. Now, the other thing that the 4-star has a bad reputation about is the potential for infidelity. Now, if there's a real concern about your husband wandering, in particular it is, and it's also people that are coming to your life that are not having the best of intentions, who don't have the best of intentions for romance with you. They want a good time and then, leave you walking the walk of shame. And that's what the 4-star has also been thought of in years past, is how it is about that infidelity and about that death. And here's what I want to say is, unless you're worried about infidelity, or you just hang out with anybody that comes along, you don't need to worry about it. Chances are, if you're single and somebody comes up that is interested in you, You can tell those smooth talkers, you know who they are. You can tell what they're after. They're looking you up and down. You know the signs. I don't have to tell you. You know what I mean. And the other thing is, so if you are concerned in your relationship about infidelity, let me tell you, that little oh 04 is not going to be the difference. It's really one of those things that, that person is more likely to cheat versus that star is going to make them cheat. That's my opinion. So if you have those concerns and you feel like that is a concern in the back of your mind, well, then it is one, right? It's like the old if test. If you think you're overdrawn in your checking account, you probably are. If you think you left the back door unlocked, you probably did. And if you think that your spouse is going to wander or your partner's going to wander, then that's very possible. I mean, you've got to have trust, right? You absolutely have to have trust. So let's kind of move that to the side because we don't really think about the 4-star in terms of death, and you can work out whether or not it's a threat to you in terms of your relationship. So let's move on and let's talk about the lovely things because the 4-star is such a beautiful influence, especially for couples that want to reinvigorate their romantic lives. That's because the 4-star's energy and benefits really are there to make things kind of rebloom. If you can think of a number that relates to, or a star that relates to a flower, the 4-star is it. And I like that so much better than and let that image stick with you, the blooming flower image, more so than the ugly sound or the negative representation that it has had. So let's talk about how to get more growth out of the 4-star. Now you can activate the 4-star to create more assets, boost your savings accounts, bring good fortune in investments, and adding green colors can help you create more good luck because, well, green is the color of new growth. Just think of lucky shamrocks, right? Those bright greens. Funny story is Tim has always been a big traveler in his job. Road warriors, I think they call them. Anyway, but I guess he's a sky warrior. Anyway, on the plane all the time. And whenever he would say, I don't know if I'm going to make my flight, I'm rushing across DFW or Pittsburgh or wherever he is. And I would send him 3 shamrocks. I'd text him back. That's all I would do is text back 3 shamrocks. And doggone if he didn't make that plane every time. I don't know, it's strictly coincidental, but those shamrocks worked. And I am a big believer in the power of green for luck and green for growth. So important, right? We need some more luck. We need more growth. But let's talk about how when the water element is brought in, that's the only time that you need to worry about marital wandering. So if you bring in some water element to stimulate that 4-star, I think that can bring you more suitors if you're single. And if you're worried about infidelity, then maybe don't have water symbols or elements when you're trying to activate the 4-star. Other than that, I think really that's the only thing we need to worry about when it comes to activating. Now let's talk about how you can activate for more growth and love and travel and writing and creativity. If you're a writer or you're a speaker, you're a podcaster, whatever it is that you're doing, that you're communicating or you're writing, or maybe you're studying, especially if you're studying for a certificate or something that's going to earn you more money. I really love it. This is when you do want to have pictures of water or symbols of water, like pretty shells or some fish, like an aquarium, a fountain, or blue colors. These are all excellent activators for the 4-star, as is green that we just talked about. Now, singles, if you're really tired of being single and you want to draw someone to your life, you can add a small fountain or water symbols to promote dating and meeting someone new. This is one of those things. So again, you just do your due diligence. Just make sure that the person is they pass that sniff test, the trust test, that you feel confident in them and they're not just out for a good time. Now, if you're looking to, whether you're single or you're looking to reinvigorate your love life, maybe in your relationship, a picture of a moon in the corner where the 4-star flies is one way to help singles attract love, and it can help a couple stay romantic too. It can also help that full moon is also an excellent symbol for the fullness of your investments. So I like that very much. Now, when it comes to love luck, you can always make sure that you add those beautiful symbols of love to really tap into the 4 stars' beautiful love and romance energy. So you can do this with a pair of ducks, like mandarin ducks. Those are the pretty much the staple of feng shui love. You can also add the double happiness symbol. You can add pictures of butterflies, rose quartz hearts, or any kind of heart, as a matter of fact. Anything that's romantic to you is a perfect symbol to add to this corner or wherever the 4-star flies. Now, if you're looking for educational or travel luck, and who isn't, I'm trying to make a plan next year for some travel in the spring, and I'm having some tough travel luck. I think I need to go out after this podcast and boost my travel luck with the 4-star, because I haven't been doing so well as of late. Getting this going, but I really feel like next month will be a good time to be making these overseas plans that I have. So let's talk about educational and travel luck. What stimulates those type of objectives? Well, that's would be maps, globes, or a conch shell. That's always one of my absolute favorite activators for any corner, but it's really good for the 4-star. Now, spend time though studying for exams or working on new projects or products. Use this energy for developing new marketing ideas, sales pitches. Now, if you're a writer, you're going to be productive and you're going to make more progress by working in the sector where the 4-star is. So display books, add some globes or crystals, and add writing instruments. This could be a beautiful pen set that you have. I know I have a beautiful desk set that was my grandfather's, and he was a postmaster of a post office, and it has 2 ink wells. One was red and one was black. And but it's a desk set, and it has it's a wooden block that has the 2 ink wells in it, the glass ink wells, and it has 2 little rows in front, indentations on this block of wood. I say block of wood. It's prettier than what that sounds like. Anyhow, for you to put your pins. That is a great activator for the 4-star. It's a really good thing for writers. And of course, if you have images of globes, anything related to the earth is very good for that. Now, writers, add, if you happen to have anything like books, people that you published, put those out there. If there's books that are similar to ones that you're working on or writers you admire, put those there as well. Now let's talk about some other activators. Small plants like a purple orchid, a potted ivy, or a vase of flowers. These are perfect to have in your home to symbolize the growth of the 4-star. Lastly, jade plants and anything that's succulent is an auspicious 4-star activators for wealth, for travel, writing, and education. So there you go, hearts and flowers, cherubs, and Valentine's Day star. This is it. When it comes to the benefits of this 4-star, I think they way, way, way outstrip any of the negativities that people have come to associate it with the number 4 or the 4-star and its infidelity. I think really that it's sort of like the internet. People say, oh, there's so much bad stuff. Well, if you look for that stuff, you're going to find it. I personally never find really awful stuff on the internet because I'm not looking for it. I'm usually looking for a shrimp recipe. All right, have a great week. Let me leave you with 3 tips, like I always love to do. When it comes to the 4-star, tip number 1 for love, activate your bedroom with crystals, images of the moon, anything that is not plant related. So I wouldn't add flowers there, but an image of the moon is a great activator for love, as is the pretty heart symbol, crystal hearts, geodes, if you like that. You can also add the ever-present pair of ducks or butterfly symbols. I really like those. Butterfly symbols are a really nice symbol to activate the 4-star and to reactivate romance, especially in a relationship where maybe things have gotten a little tired. Okay, tip number 2, writing and communication and travel. Make sure that you put books, writing instruments like that desk set that I was talking about. Maybe you have a beautiful set of calligraphy pens, or you have some fountain pens that you could display. I happen to have an old Royal typewriter. That is the perfect thing to put in the corner wherever the 4-star flies. So make sure, if you happen to have an old typewriter laying around, that's a great symbol of writing, especially if you're a writer or you're going for education and you're maybe studying for a degree. You can always add a conch shell. Don't forget the conch shell for travel. This is one of the best ways you can get out and see the world, as well as adding maybe a small globe. I have one of those sort of semi-precious globes that has, it's all the countries are all in different stones, and it's a beautiful little activator, and I like it to go wherever the 6-star is or the 4-star. And lastly, tip number 3 for wealth and growth. This is all about adding plants that are auspicious and that represent wealth and growth and the ability to hold on to it. And nothing says that like the jade plant. This is the perfect representation of a growing investment, growing savings, and it's also an element that represents holding on to your money. We don't want just to accumulate money. We want to hold on to it so that it grows and grows and grows. All right, there you go. The 4-star, one of my favorite ones. I hope it is yours too. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you on the next episode of 5-Minute Feng Shui. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of 5-Minute Feng Shui. If you did, please be sure to share this episode with your friends on social media, and let's change the world one home at a time. For more Feng Shui information and inspiration, sign up for my free weekly Feng Shui e-zine. Just drop by redlotusletter.com to sign up, and I'll be in your inbox every Wednesday. And if you like this episode, I'd love it if you left a review on iTunes. If you do, send me the screenshot of your review to katie@redlotusletter.com with iTunes review in the subject line, and I'll send you a free gift as my thank you. I'll see you next week on the next episode of 5-Minute Feng Shui.